Hey everybody. I know it's been a bit. I'm taking a break from my internet celibacy. That's kind of like the opposite of taking a break from, your usual drug instead of going back to it for a minute. It probably won't be a regular thing. I found out what my issue with Java was. For those of you that don't know, if you copy a version of Java with a V, within the individual Java, like the JRE file, it turns out you make it not work. Anyway, we found that out. So, oh my gosh, Facebook. I don't need notifications. We're good. So, anyway, in case you haven't seen it, I got bubbles in my pipe. That's how I roll. Well, we don't have two things. One, we don't have trinkets, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Second thing, I heard, at least I've been told anyway, because I haven't seen this new. Alright. I haven't seen this new level. I heard there was an update. Like, and a boss and everything else you could possibly think of. It's obviously. Look at my graphics settings. They're just not very good. But hey, at least it's a functioning computer. Let's see this. It's a little easier. So we're looking for possible treasure rooms, right? Is this it? Frozen assets. So we're looking for that. I'm assuming that's what that means. Treasure trove. So it looks like Copper Lion might be our winning gate. Dude, there's another one. Toxic debt. Well, there's two. There's two here also. Fortune smiles on the greedy. I don't understand the difference, but I think Copper Lion's just gonna be where I plan myself. Fortune smiles on the greedy seems pretty regular. Anyway, public party, of course. Dude, my graphics are so low, you can't even see the freaking start button. Can we change this? I don't think I can. Because if I do, I might blow up my computer. Anyway, well, the other thing we have to do is we have to get enough to get trinkets. I only have 260. I suppose I should get a heart trinket or a damage one, right? Oh, we got a Sprite. We have Immortal Mike. Anyway, let's up our gun damage. Alright, we do have the True Shot 2. Perfect. Beautiful. We can make this happen. Okay. So while we dig deep into the Copper Lion, I guess the topic that I kind of wanted to half address was, the concept of virtue in a digital game. Yeah, we're in it for the long haul. I don't care. I'll fight some fiends. This will get us some cash, right? We'll be fine. Because most games, right? It's very interesting, and you can see the opposite. Like you can find a whole bunch of like counterintuitive things to what I say as far as the video game world goes. Usually you play the hero. You're righting the wrong, at least relatively or objectively speaking, and you're trying to be victorious in what you think is a like general consensus, please, of what is a good thing and what is not. Oh my goodness, it's been a while. All right, we got to give Java a minute. Cat, we're used to this, right? It's been a while since we've done this. But I'm glad to see you have not forgotten the concept of whenever I start talking, you jump in front of my monitor. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Switch shooting, boys. Okay, where are we going? So see, L is for loadout, right? That's right. Never appear there ever again. I have a sleep bomb as well. I'm just so proud of that thing. Pardon me while I, Cat, just stay back, I beg of you. The concept is usually, like even now, we're trying to survive. I mean, you can also paint the narrative that, we're gonna leave this party open too, because friends are good. You can paint the narrative that, objectively speaking, we are actually a virus that has invaded the planet, and we are going to be doing our best to destroy all the other life forms here, so we can terraform the planets for as far as like little, and just make it our little like clockwork home. You know, but we'll see how that happens. Now, you go on to Steam, you find like horrible games like there's one that actually, it does not look right at all, does it? Beautiful. Why does that not line up? You know, good enough. We'll just cut off the top part. You know what my name is. Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real Shady. You're not gonna work with me here, buddy? Come on now. Anyway, you go on to Steam and you find these games that are like, you know, see how many humans you can mince up. It's just like, it's just about the most deplorable thing ever. So in that perspective, you're not looking for a story, and there's something to be said about, you know, games that was not the right one. Games that you know, have a consistent story. You know, the brain working while doing a complex motor skill. It's been a bit. But usually you try to play the hero, or you're trying to fight a great evil, or you're trying to, you know, do something that would, pardon me. Sure. You're doing something that would, you know, maybe right the wrongs of misdeed of humanity, or you're trying to save somebody. You know, Legend of Zelda is a good example of this, I think. It's like my favorite game ever. Breath of the Wild, man, it's a freaking family favorite, dude. But you have that basically like the automatic virtue. That was the worst idea I've ever had. That automatic virtue, basically like sitting in. I think this will still work, right? Yeah. Sitting in the game itself. So, if that it's built in. That being said, if you have a built-in narrative of a you are the good guy, and most games are like this, is it not just basically blatantly apparent that that should be the way things are? You know, that you have an objective goal for the most part, instead of a you know, pardon me. Oh, okay. Instead of a subjective one. You know, you can't change it to your whims. There's already, you know, a desire in mind by the creator of the content. You can see that. So is it really necessary? As you as a human, as a player, do you need that kind of a, you know, assistance? Do you need to know what is right? Does the game need to automatically put you in a direction? The answer is sort of yes, because if the game does not, there would be literally no objective. You know, if you put on the whole concept of subjectivity. Well, you know what? Regardless of what the game says, I think I'm gonna say whenever I do this, I beat the game, and then I should get the ending. That's not how reality works. Oops. This guy just like sheds leaves. I'm sure there's kind of Pokemon that resembles that somewhere. So, you're gonna make me go up here too, I suppose. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. Very interesting. Can I not get up here? Oh my gosh, this game. Java, how I missed the let me count the ways. As long as I don't get thrown into a wall here, I mean, I'll be fairly happy. This is not a my PC is not up to a lockdown caliber per like in any stretch of the imagination. I don't think it ever was. I was just kind of fooling myself into thinking I was decent at the game if I stay away from somebody long enough that I don't get my my butt handed to me by people who don't experience the ridiculous amount of frame lag that I do. It's frame lag plus you know, other stuff, you know, first world problems. I swear people in Europe have better than us, and again, that's subjective. I had so I have an issue where pardon me, I've been called at least at work a robot of positivity, and in the family home as well. And this is I don't think it's a issue, honestly. It comes from looking at the positive. So we can, all right, we're talking about, oh jeez, we're talking about virtue, right? And the so what is virtue? I think Google actually defines virtue as like a higher standard of good. Benjamin Franklin took his, like, actually recorded his own... Oh, my gosh. This is actually a nightmare. We need to get out of here. Recorded his own virtues. So this guy, Benjamin Franklin, I read his autobiography. He actually... He didn't like any of the churches, and I forget if I talked about this in, you know, the farewell ones I did, which I guess were just about half-truths. But he recorded his own virtue. He wanted to be better, and the reason why he didn't, like, adhere to any of the popular church slogans is, at the time, let me probably get rid of this. At the time, he was looking for a way to better himself and with honest virtue. And so, what he did was he kept a log of what everything that went on in his life for like 50 years. And he tried his best to... Well, that was that. Tink, and then I can go? No. Now I can go. There we go. He tried his best to eliminate all forms that he would think would be misconstrued virtue. So, oh my gosh, right into that. Like temperance. I'm about to hit from death. Let's pop some pills. Mike, you are useful, right? Isn't that what you do? No, that's not what you do. Please. So I guess he judged his own virtue by a higher standard of good. But then again, if you don't have... Where am I? If you don't have a consistency, you don't have a point of reference, it is very difficult to make the call, like, what is good. So I guess he measured himself by his own standard. And he would just focus on one of his 13 virtues. They were 12 until he had a Mennonite lecture him that his arrogance and his knowledge actually led him to a giant amount of pride in his life for a long time. So, okay, all right, I'll put humility down there. So he put humility. So he had 13 things he had to worry about. And he said, it's harder to do than I thought. That was like his basic, pardon me, his basic, formula for, how to become a virtuous person was, you can't really hit the ultimatum, and it's tougher than you thought. Because he would just focus on one, he'd get that one, he figured over the course of a couple of years, he would actually be okay when it came to, he'd start eliminating him. He was for the long term. Short term, he was. I don't understand what his end goal was. He wasn't a specific Christian. One of the reasons he shied away from the whole concept of deity and denominations and Christianity itself was because every time he went to a church, the different churches were, instead of talking about virtue and making people better, that kind of thing, they always just focused on, we are Presbyterian because of this, we are Lutheran because of this, and they would focus on the things that actually differentiate the body of Christ, which is the church, instead of, honing in on what would make you a better person. And that, dude, that was the longest floor freaking ever. Let's get some pills, yo. Dude, I like the question marks. Let's make this happen. Okay. Dude, I love the dress. I'm digging it. So we take the virtue in the game, where they give you have to get a goal, right? The goal is dictated, and often games, you have, like, hitting a certain either threshold and you get benefits, like doing stuff to the nth degree. Or if you save this person in a nick of time, there's events like, please, cat, could you just stay down for 2 minutes? That kind of thing. So virtue is forced if you play the game correctly. Now, just looking on Twitch and seeing, like, the #1 thing involved, without, like, I don't really get into it. But the concept of, what is this? I can just go down? I'm not doing that. Dude, is this the new level? Sweet. Never played it before. Just the concept of... Forgot where my brain was. It's nice that you have, like, a free level. I don't think I have any, I don't know what to do here. Ooh. Anyway, without getting into the backstories, number one thing on Twitch is like the Battle Royale games, or probably should have gone with a Sleep Bomb, maybe? I don't know. You know, you get games like that, that really the only point is the combat itself. And that's just one. So beating it, you're still hitting an objective goal, you're trying to beat the other side. Well, you know what? These just keep spawning. I mean, if that's the case, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But the ones that really get in-depth, like, acclaimed values. Do I shoot this? What happened? Oh, yeah, I do. And then I get hit a lot, apparently. I can't see. Thank you, buddy. Let's pop some pills while we can. You know what? Get a mic. The ones that get the true answer, you know, the true, like, following, are games that really have a great in-depth story. You take something outside of a story, and if you just put it on the limelight... What is this stuff? What is this crap? Okay, they're hurt. We must go this way. I am definitely a follower here. Hello. Jeez. Well, Alright. Let's take a minute. Sure. So let's follow this one down. And then we go down here. We got this, except I didn't see you. And now I'm frozen, and I'm alive! I'm dead. No more, please. He did it. He's as good as we are. And I have to do that? Oh my goodness, this is frustrating. Alright, well, we can do this. Like, is virtue needed here? What is the point of going down here? We're going to the Clockworks, we're going to the center again. But still, we play the game. Ooh. Alright, so we gotta wait for the mega one. And we can jump in, jump through, and take damage. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What exactly is this freaking chaos mess here? You know what? I'm just taking my damage. Who's us? Oh. Can I do this one hit left? I should have brought the... Please. I should have brought the bomb. I need can you give me a heart there, buddy? Apparently, even if you're right in front of my face, I just can't seem to hit you. Give me a heart. Oop. I see one. Can I get it? That is the question. Oh, we're still in it, boys. Give me that extra damage. Okay, what now? Another wave? Dude, it's neat seeing people like, yo, let me join. We got this. Arcade for the win. But you also, you know what I'm saying? Like, sports is one thing, but without a contextualized narrative, what do? We just step on it? Okay. I mean, I got 2 hits on me, man. We got this. I have enough crowns where I can, like... Oh, we gotta hit this thing. Okay, got it. Mike, it is your time. Go forth. Oh, did you see that? He made a freaking impact. Mike, if you get another chance, man, you're doing this. We got this. Ooh. There's my one hit. Oh, no! Oh, I'm using it. I gotta see this... You know, someday I'll get a new computer. This thing's still, like, freaking... Was it made? 2011? I think it's when the last time I got an update to this beast. It's amazing. Check out the giant loot rewards I got here. Is that it? Is there something over here? To the sides? I must check this out. What exactly is this stuff? Oh, okay, sure. So, you know, that wasn't so bad. I've heard, okay, unfortunately, my only visit to SK for the past couple months has been the forums themselves, which is probably not a good indicator of what's going on. I like enjoying this kind of thing for myself. Do you really say anything? You're just there for decoration? That's fine, too. I miss my ambulance. Korhadzik, we're on our way, brother. There's 2 paths. I don't understand. We're getting... Dude, I cannot... I got the coughs, man. Oh, I understand. Alright. 2 paths to chess. Maybe they're saying this is not worth it. If they're all sort of like this, I can see... Power... What is that? I can see exactly how, like, this is kind of fun. It's something. Maybe there's more of a variety that I'm just not seeing. You know, Lord knows we need more shining crystals, right? Anyway. Virtue in a digital age. Especially, so... And we can take it to... inside of video games, you get to take it to one context, right? You are playing in a story. You get to make... Like, for games like Final Fantasy, or even games like this, where it's MMO, you get to help each other out. You get to make simple decisions, which kind of affect your character as they grow. But when it really comes down to it, you kind of don't make the giant life decisions, like, am I going to live here? Should I live solo? Should I, you know, get married? Even though I don't think, besides cosmetics, gender is even a thing here, even though they do use the personal pronouns he and she. So we can... invite.